Hello, good morning. Gary Champion, psychic medium, with a few thoughts. It's getting silly, isn't it? Coronavirus. At first, people in the government said it didn't exist. You know, come to my rallies, everything's good. It's a plot by the Democrats to make the president look bad. That went on for a while. Meanwhile, the virus is moving across the country. Now that it's pretty much everywhere, they want to quarantine people. We got to quarantine one government official. We got to quarantine everybody for 30 days, the entire country. I think they're all high. It must be. The cat's out of the bag. The cat's down the street, up a tree, and in the neighbor's yard. Why do you want to keep the cat? Put him back in the bag. It's too late. Cat's gone. So at first, denial, 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 denial. Got rid of our watchdog group that would have sounded the alarm on this thing. Just wrote them off with a pen, dismissed them, fired them, reduced the CDC's money, which effectively kept them from reacting. Now they're wanting to give us money. Oh, wait a minute. It's almost an apology. We screwed up here. We're not going to say that, but you should be thinking they screwed up there. Now, oh, we're sorry. Here's some money. Meanwhile, we're going to quarantine you. Quarantining doesn't work. It's too late for that. The cat's down the street. He's in Mrs. Brown's yard with Fluffy, another cat that got loose. So what we have is what we would call a comedy of errors. That's what my guys are calling it. It's a comedy of errors. You screwed up once, now you're screwing up again. And now you want to give us money? Okay, everybody loves money. What's wrong with that? But you screwed up. The apology's not accepted. I don't have to accept the way you're not apologizing, but if you were apologizing, I wouldn't accept it. But now there's no point to quarantine. And my wife and I were out the other day. We were in several stores, no panic, except for the toilet paper thing. And if you think about it, this virus does not attack that part of our body. Our digestive system is not attacked by this. So the excess toilet paper is not needed. What a, could we have messed it up any worse? The people we're paying billions of dollars to protect us and know what's going on shifted into we got to protect the president. President, we got to get him reelected. I don't think that's going to happen either. I think he put his foot in a big pile of something and now he can't get it out. Stock market crash. Every time he goes on television and says one more stupid thing, I'm calling it stupid. It's stupid. The stock market crashed another 1,000 or 2,000 points. Stock market will come back. Not anytime soon, but it'll come back. I don't want to get into 401ks and all that. We've been in and out of stores. People are everywhere. They understand, as I understand, that most people are going to get exposed to this because it's too late. It's too late to quarantine. What are 350 million people going to do in their homes? We have to eat. We have to work to buy the food to eat. The $1,000 they give us that's nothing for groceries. $1,000 doesn't buy a lot of groceries. It buys some, but not this 6-month crap they're talking about. There will be a shot made for this coronavirus. It's too late though. If you've got it, you don't need the shot. You've developed antibodies and now you can't get this particular strain again. Although I think it's changing. It's a virus that um, alters what it is once it's in the body. It changes for self protection or something. And really excited to hear from my guys that I think they're working on a universal shot of some kind for all of these flus and things that come from the same place. It's the same people. And they're just being who they are. But someone needs to re-educate them on how to process food. But they're just being themselves. They didn't create this because they wanted to, because it's hurt them the worst. They did it because that's who they are. They've always done that. Going to have to stop it now, because now that the world's angry about it. But there will be a universal shot. And I think there's maybe one more coming behind this one that's similar but not the same. The end of this year, it's similar. And it'll be here before we know what it is. It may be this one that's altered, that's in us, it's altered. And it appears to be a different kind of virus, but it's the same virus that's, I can't think of the word. You're probably all saying it. I can't think of it. It's not, it's altered itself in some way. It's migrated from being one thing to something else. But I think most people will get exposed to this. Most people will do fine with it. Some won't. Just as in the flus that come from the same area. They come out every year. Our guys come out with a new shot. We get the new shot. We don't get it as bad if we get it at all. But this is getting tiresome. All you have to do is change what you're doing and the way you're processing your food to save millions of lives. Are you stupid or what? They've been doing this forever. They're aware that the flus come from them. They're aware of where it comes from for the same reason, but they haven't put a stop to it for some reason. Anyway, I believe most people will be exposed to it. I think most people do fine with it. We'll recover nicely. But quarantine, we're not doing it in Texas. They may have announced some kind of national quarantine crap. Don't put 10 people in a room together. Well, there was 200 people in Walmart yesterday. And I was talking to some lady who was trying to rush around and get things back on the shelf. So if one person working there has it, everybody that's been in there has been exposed to it in one way or another. And it travels like that from person to person very quickly. There's nothing you can do about it. The cat's with Fluffy. Don't mess it up any worse. Guys, governmental people, stop watching your ass and you getting reelected and start doing something about it. But really, it's kind of too late. Airlines are some smart people. They're not flying places anymore. Large convention centers have basically closed down. Ball games, football, basketball. Okay, that's just common sense. But you can't let 350 million people go without a paycheck. Everything comes apart. You can't quarantine that many people. Stop wasting our time. What we need is 24 hours a day working on a vaccine where we can get on with our lives. And that's all I've got to say about that. Be good to each other out there. Try and help if you can. If your neighbor needs something, run to the store for them if they're not able. Trip to the hospital, it's good. Hospitals here are no longer accepting anybody. They triage them out because people have panicked. They got a little sniffle and they go to the emergency. They call 911 and go to the emergency room. And doctors are triaging them. I think that's the correct word from my watching MASH episodes. That they're doing it in the parking lot. They go out in the parking lot, they take the temperature, they listen to their lungs, they do a quick diagnostic, and they issue them a script for something. or they give them a shot or whatever, but it's done out there. Serious cases are in the hospital, and it's been degermified. Whatever they do, they spray it in the air and it kills the germs everywhere. That's where the sick people are. The people who think they're sick are out in the parking lot and going home and will get their prescription or shot or whatever. Not serious cases. Well, that just makes sense. Isn't it amazing how medical people are so bright, and people who with friggin' law degrees this long can't react? Doctors knew what to do right away. Nurses knew exactly what to do. And YouTube site, I've had several nurses comment on it. Those are helpful. Those little comments you make, they're very helpful. People read them. So more nurses make more comments. I'll let them stay up there. But people with a $500,000 degree in law can't see where the problem is. Any nurse living in Texas could tell you exactly what should have happened and what didn't happen. You think we've learned anything? Ooh, wait a minute. Ooh, there's that thought. You think the next virus that comes through, we've learned anything? Probably not. My wife and I were talking the other day. We were watching television, and we said, okay, let's count how many things are about money. Everything was about money. Every ad, every please do this, please do that, it was about money. Not about people, which is what it should be. Wish I had more to say. Just the cat's down with Fluffy, down in 2, 3 houses down. Cat's out of the bag. Don't try and put the cat back in the bag. It's too late. Too many people have been infected. It's going rapidly, and pretty soon everybody will be infected. We'll deal with it just like we do all these things. The difference is that we don't have a shot for it. I think sooner rather than later we will. There's some experimental stuff out there that's going to work pretty well. And they're already starting trials on one. They've already given shots to people who volunteered for no money to take these shots to see if it does any good. People, you can trust people. Not these jackasses, but you and me. We're on the same level. Ask a guy on the street a question, I know I'm going to get a straight answer. I know he's not lying to me. Because there's no money involved. There's no covering your ass to keep your job, to be somebody. Egos. Egos are where we're at now. Now these congressmen, senators, they've caught it because they were jackasses. They went to parties at Mar-a-Lago, wherever they went. I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing that right. Don't really care. And we're feeling sad for them. They've had their last party at Mar-a-Lago, as though that mattered. The guy that's lost his job, that has no money in the bank, that can't pay his bills, and his children want food, that's the guy we should be worried about. Not these temporary people. They're temporary. It's a temp job when you go to DC. They try and turn it into a permanent job. And that's when they turn into jackasses. Every one of them. Doesn't matter which side you're on. They turn into instant jackasses. Oh, I'm somebody. Oh, look at me. Oh, I'm in the news. Okay, I'm through being silly. Hang in out there. Please comment on these things. And people read them. They get comfort from it. They learn. You know more about this, nurses out there and doctors, than I do. Write a comment. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.